Thanks for logging on. Coming up in minutes, it's TAC Cup Radio action, live and exclusive on TAC Cup Radio. And audio stream through taccup.com.au. This is TAC Cup Radio.
Very good morning and welcome to Warrawee Park in Oakleigh for round 12 of the TAC Cup between the Oakleigh Chargers and the Calder Cannons. The Chargers currently sitting 6th on the ladder and the Cannons currently in 7th. Going to be a great morning of football. The weather conditions slightly better than what they were this time last week out at Rams Arena. Beautiful sunny, hardly a breath of wind. I'm looking forward to a great game. Joining us in commentary today, it is a pleasure to welcome Phil Crooks. Welcome, Crooksy.
And perfect conditions, aren't they? Like we always take it's a risky conveyance to be on the balcony at Oakleigh at any stage, but we've been blessed with a perfect day, perfect morning for footy, and a couple of the good players are starting to come back, and I think we've got just the right person to keep an eye on it.
Certainly you do. Siobhan Rowe is joining us as well. Siobhan, who are we keeping an eye on today? Because as Crooksy alluded to, there's players coming back from both the Vic Metro and Vic Country squads across all sides of the competition.
Thanks, Matt. Really looking forward to today. Both teams with some huge inclusions and some real talent coming in on all areas of the ground with the likes of Rowbottom, Anderson, Collier, Dawkins, Ainsworth, Ayton Delaney, just to name a few for the Oakleigh Chargers. And for the Calder Cannons, the likes of Bytel, West, Taylor. And the on-ball battle between the two sides will be one to watch. As I said before, with the inclusion of those players and with the likes of Pajaski in the middle for the Calder Cannons as well. The player watch for today is going to be for the Calder Cannons, Riley West, the son of Scott West. Eligible to be chosen as a father-son through the draft, with of course his as a father-son. Off a fresh stint with the Vic Metro side in the championships. The inside midfielder has the ability to impact close in the contest and in the air. He's a wonderful mark, whether it be in a contested situation or one-on-one. He does his best work as a midfielder, but can push forward and impact inside 50. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, speedy halfback Joe Ayton Delaney. His willingness to run and carry and spread and propel the ball forward is a real standout. He can play up the ground as well, but does a lot of damage as a halfback. Also coming off some games with Vic Metro in the championships, he's averaging 19.3 disposals and 2.3 rebounds in the TAC Cup this year, so he's been really impressive.
As always, Siobhan all across it. Another man who's all across it. He's down on boundary today. It is a pleasure to welcome Rick Morris to the broadcast.
Thanks, Matty. It's a great day to be out here on the boundary, actually. It's magnificent. This is probably the type of weather you need at Oakleigh. Hardly a breath of air in the wind. And the ground's in good nick, nice, and it's always a bit dewy this time of day, but it's in good nick. You couldn't ask for more.
Those lighter patches, Rick?
Yeah, it is dry, but it's fine. Yeah, it's all good underfoot. It's firm enough. It won't cause any problems today. It's a bit patchy, but I think it's in good nick for what we know, Oakleigh.
Would the ball, if you're doing one of your famous cover drives, would the ball just go straight to the boundary, or would it bobble a bit?
Oh, it'll bobble a bit. Yeah, it looks like they've had a lot of training and traffic on the ground, but it's still held up remarkably well.
Notice he didn't question anything about the cover drive. No. He just accepted that's what it was going to happen.
That'd just go to the boundary anyway, so
just
wouldn't matter how it bobbled.
It should be good. I'm really looking forward to this. 6 versus 7. Good players coming back. Both teams coming off victories.
And Calder on a fairly good roll at the moment too. I think they've won the last 3 games that they've played. So
now I've got some late news too. Team.
Yes.
Riley West and Curtis Taylor won't be in.
Ah, right. Okay,
late
there's the scratching.
For the player
all
watch.
right, so that's the news. And at half-time, we'll be interviewing Isaac Quaynor.
Quaynor. Beautiful. How about, can you have a crack at A2 Bosanuvalagi to us now?
We did that once, and it didn't work out too well, did it?
Didn't know what I said. All right.
And you've got me on commentary today, so this is going to go really, really well. We might take a break here on TAC Cup Radio on the live stream through the TAC Cup website. It's round 12 of the TAC Cup. Oakleigh up against Calder.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Warrawee Park for round 12 of the TAC Cup between the Oakleigh Chargers and the Calder Cannons. Calder beginning to make their way into the positions on the ground. Oakleigh in a tight huddle up at the grandstand end. We'll quickly get the late change for the player watch today, considering that Riley West is now out of the Calder Cannons side. Siobhan, who are we keeping an eye on today for the Calder Cannons?
For the Calder Cannons is going to be Jack Bytel, who is going to be a huge part of the midfield for the Calder Cannons, who is going to be helping out Riley West in there, but we're going to be looking at number 16 for the Calder Cannons, Jack Bytel, who's also coming off a stint with Vic Metro, who's a very good inside midfielder for the Cannons.
He tossed a coin today for Calder, and they won the toss and are kicking to the Warrigal Road, or the right of your laptop, of your monitor, to the grandstand end. And Oakleigh going to the eastern or RSL end. Caravan Club end, Rick.
You there, Crooksy?
Yes.
That's not. I think that's all gone nowadays.
The
No
Caravan
music
Club?
anymore over here.
You're joking?
Yeah, you got to find a new venue.
Oh, dear, oh dear. What's the story there?
They've
Oakleigh
moved it
RSL?
around. They outgrew some of the facilities, the Satellite Lounge and the Caravan Club. So they've had to move to other arrangements.
Oh, there
Well,
goes.
Rick, you better get off the ground. The umpire's looking at you.
That's it.
We're about to get underway for round 12 of the TAC Cup through TAC Cup Radio and the live stream taccup.com.au. Round 12 sees the Oakleigh Chargers hosting the Calder Cannons. To get us underway, here's Phil Crooks.
All right, we have got Brian in the ruck for Oakleigh, but Calder. Ball in dispute. Pajaski lays a tackle. This is on Ainsworth, all wrapped up. They'll come in and have another crack at this. Nick Bryan, 196 centimetres, only 80 kilos. And he gets the tap down. Ball on the carpet, hardly left the wicket area in the middle of Warrawee Park. Now a hacking kick out. Handball over the back to Goals. He's on the left foot, kicking to half forward. Oh, bit of interference there. No call by the umpire. Beautiful pick up there by Bosun Alavalagi and kicked across goal. I made a
Well
miss
done.
of that first
No,
up. I think I was trying to roll that off the tongue, but I just couldn't get it straight away. No score. Calder to take the kick in. Back pocket. Decide to go across goal. Hits up a teammate in Newman. He goes in short. Just trying to work their way out here. This is Musa, played very well last week. Kicks to a pack. Now Oakleigh Crumb at the back. Go inboard. Lovely strong mark taken by Jack Ross. Wants to play on. Touched off the boot or not? No, doesn't hit a target anyway. They try to work the ball towards the boundary line. They keep it in. Oakleigh do. Handball back in. Snap it. Goal. Bounces on the goal line and taken through for the first behind on the NG scoreboard. Oakleigh one behind. Calder yet to score. They kick to the northern side of the ground. Cannons caught in a tackle. Flips it out the back. Strong pressure by Oakleigh early. Stumbles as he goes to handball. Now the Cannons are in the van. Feed a handball. Kick forward and straight through the middle. This is Joshua Kemp. Just their first foray inside 50. Just measured, steadied, balanced and put it through for the first on the NG scoreboard. 1 goal straight 6 to Oakleigh 1 behind. And we are 2 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Wonderful play by the Calder Cannons there. Quick ball movement again, and Joshua Kemp backed himself to kick the goal. It was a beautiful goal on a tight pocket.
And great transition play too by the Cannons down this broadcast wing. Getting it very quickly. Ball back in the middle. Oakleigh will try and clear through row bottom. High ball towards the half-forward flank on the outer side. Bouncing ball, charges in front spot. Quick kick towards the top of the goal square. This is going to go through on the right-hand side. Minus score there coming from Dylan Williams. So 2 behinds the Oakleigh Chargers. Calder Cannons lead by 4 points on the NG scoreboard. 3 gone in the opening term. Calder kick it towards the outer half-back flank. Ball off hands. Eventually they get it to Bytel, who goes towards the half-forward flank. Just went over the head of his intended target, Kemp, wrapped up. Coming in for a bit of support is Riccardi. Spins it around. Calder. Just a bit messy on the half-forward flank. Aiton Delaney got a quick handball away. Almost received it. Just fell at his shins. Had support. Kick smothered from Brian. Goes very close to the boundary line. It's now seen over and out of play by Aiton Delaney on that outer half-forward flank for the Calder Cannons.
Both sides wanting to pressure early.
Ball to be thrown in. In she goes. Oakleigh to clear. Just gets it away. That was Gasper. Kicks to centre half forward. Mark Spilt. Try to mop up. Sloppy handball, but Calder get away with it. Go out wide. Kick up short, and they find Pajaski. He wants to play on straight away. Feeds the handball out wide. Gets the old give and get, and the give again. Very generous. They go inside 50. No one there. It's repelled here by Beasley. It goes out wide. Cannons again, trying to get forward. Breaker tackles, slung around. Boundary saves him. We are 70 metres around from Calder's goal. They're going to the Warrigal Road end. In the ruck is Nick Bryan. And he is up against Jones for Calder. Now clearance, James Rowbottom. Kicks to outer wing. Gets a bit too much inside out, and it's out of bounds on the full. The Cannons to bring the ball back in. Bit nervous to start with both teams, not clean in disposal yet. Kick along the line to half forward, man in front. Pajaski wants to play on straight away. Goes inboard. Short kick, finds Bytel. Bytel goes laterally. Has to be accurate, and accurate he is. Comes in, Hannah lays off the handball. Now the searching kick inside 50, but over the back it's all Oakleigh, and Answorth takes the saving mark.
Answorth's kick's going to come straight back in because Ty Browning took the mark. Gets it across to Bytel. Half-forward flank on the outer side for the Calder Cannons. Fairly stagnant inside attacking 50, so he puts it to the hot spot. Pack flies. Executive maintenance mark of the day contender there from Answorth. Noah Answorth takes an impressive mark in defensive 50. Got it across to Aiton Delaney, whose kick wide. Robertson went for the fly, but infringed the marking contest. So Calder have done well to trap it in there, forward half of the ground. They send it long inside attacking 50. Riccardi spoiled from the side by Kelly over the boundary line and out of play. Let's head downstairs to Rick Morris.
Yeah, noticing great skill level at this stage of the game early. They haven't had a lot of time to settle in, but gee, they're hitting their target, especially Calder moving the ball up forward. Riccardi wasn't too happy with that long kick into the forward line, by the way.
Mark taken by Kelly, back pocket, outer side, brings it to the broadcast side where Bianco takes the mark just underneath our broadcast position. Will chip it along the line, and Golds takes the mark just outside defensive 50. Goes inboard. Couple of options. Kelly takes it, got a quick handball across to O'Neill. Zigzags around and then sends it towards centre half forward for the Chargers. Bouncing ball, they take it cleanly. Handball given off to Rowell. Puts it inside, attacking 50 for the Chargers, and a good mark is taken by Dylan Williams, who will have a shot on goal. 45-degree angle, about 40 metres out, Siobhan.
That's classic Oakleigh Chargers play. They like to run and carry the ball and quickly get it inside to their forwards. No stagnant movement there, just beautiful play and hit him right on the chest.
Dylan Williams for the Oakleigh Chargers, looking for their first major this morning, and he won't get it. Ball to the near side, and another minus score for the Chargers. They're 3 behind. Calder leading 1 straight 6 on the NG scoreboard. We're approaching 8 minutes in the opening term on the Technica time clock.
Bringing the ball back in is Cavallaro for Calder. They decide to switch play to the northern side of the ground. They've kicked it into a green grassy area. They'll need to be clean here. Kelly applies the tackle. Handball out to Pajaski. In a bit of under pressure, Martin. They kick along the line, and the big fella, the ruckman in Brian, tries to intercept but can't grab it. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. We're between wing and half forward.
Crooksy, we've got a Martin and a Barton in this side.
All we need is Fargo, Rick. well picked up. Oh dear, just took my mind off concentration there. Ball kicked to centre half forward. Calder, Rappel, needs to get rid of it. Holding the ball, just went a couple of strides too many, and Xavier O'Neill for Oakleigh. Spearing kick inside 50, hits the deck. They're front and square. Can they get one away? Mark Spilt. Still not out of danger. Musa trying to get it across. Gets caught. Slung around in the tackle. Dispossessed. And the umpire has said holding the ball. And the free kick will go to Oakleigh. This will be taken by Jake Gasper. He's hard up against the boundary line. He'd be on the tightest of angles. I think he's going to go the old banana. And tell you what, I like the reaction. He's put it through for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day, clubhouse leader. That is Oakleigh's first. They move on to 1 goal 3-9 on the NG scoreboard. Calder a 1 goal straight 6, and we're just about 10 minutes into the first quarter on the Technica time clock.
Wonderful goal by Jake Gasper, but it's the Oakleigh Chargers small forwards that are going to do a lot of damage today. The ball goes into the forward line. A tall forward taps it down, and it's the small forwards that apply pressure, as you saw there, holding the ball. Well done to Jake Gasper.
Ball back in the middle. Thrown up in the air. Sullivan got a fingertip to it. Bytel couldn't get clean possession away for the Calder Cannons. They've worked it well out of trouble, though. Bouncing ball, awkward there for Kemp. They've got numbers here, the Calder Cannons, and they'll send the ball towards the forward pocket broadcast side. Bounces cleanly past everyone. Kelly receives the handball, goes wide to the outer side. Juggling it is Rowell. And indeed it is. So free kick to go the way of the Calder Cannons. And it is Musa to take it. Hard up against the fence. Doesn't look incredibly confident. Eyes were darting into the corridor, but now he's happy to have the shot. Comes in and he's pushed it well across. No, it's in.
Straight through the middle.
We're seeing some goals from really tight positions on the field today. Good work.
Deceptive.
Very deceptive.
On the angle.
I thought that was coming straight across the face of goal. Good goal there from Ismail Musa. Moves the Calder Cannons to 2 straight 12. Oakleigh 1-3-9 on the NG scoreboard. 11.5 minutes into the opening term on the Technica time clock. Good game of footy so far.
Definitely, and the Calder Cannons did need that goal. They've gone inside 50 plenty of times for no reward, but they got reward that time through Musa.
All right. Clearance by Calder. They kick deep into the heart of 50. Kelly to O'Neill, who gets it across to Bianco. Goes out to the outer wing. It's close to the boundary line. Anderson sees it over the line. They're a bit shy for ruckman down there today, Rick, Oakleigh. They had Jay Robertson going for the centre.
That's a good call. Lachlan Harry is a big fellow. He's out, isn't he?
He's out, yeah.
Yeah, he's 190, 196. So, yeah, they might be a bit lighter in that division.
They had Nick Bryan take the first bounce, but in that last one, Jay Robinson, 187 and 79. He's got his work cut out. Ball to be thrown in. Southern or outer side of Warrawee Park. Close to the boundary. O'Neill can't keep it in. Calder leading 12-9. Round 12 action on TAC Cup Radio, live streamed through the TAC Cup website. Good crowd here today. You can see as the camera pans around the ground, there's people, parents, friends, football fans littered right around this ground.
Nick Bryan's 196. He's on the bench at the moment as well, Crooksy.
All right. R2. Basina Valagi kicks to half forward. Oh, Mark taken on the lead. Doesn't muck about. Kicks long. 2 bites of the cherry. Can't take it. Calder got the numbers to clear. They do it by hand. Quick kick. Play on, says the umpire. Not 15. Scrubbing kick. They're not out of danger yet. Basina Valagi has a snap at goal. Oh, she's marked right on the line. Almost knocked the goalpost over. He was almost a he-man, Rick, as Lou would have said in the old days. Pajaski plays on straight away. Kick doesn't come off clean. Calder holding the ball. Gee, they're lightning on this. I don't mind it. Aiton Delaney kicks into the middle of the ground. Now they go forward through Robertson. He stops, measures, kicks. Needs a mark, can't take it in the forward pocket. Calder to clear. Need to be clean. Now it's a kick. 1 on 3. He might be looking for the boundary line and he's got it. And the ball will be thrown in. Bang on centre wing. 12 plays 9. And we're 14.5 minutes into this first term.
The Chargers look really dangerous when going forward, where with the Calder Cannons, Trent Bianco is doing a really good job on their main target, Jake Riccardi, in the forward line.
Ball tossed back into play. Ball straight to the deck by Tell, chasing after it for the Calder Cannons. Wants to retreat backwards and hits up Lockie Scholl on the half-back flank outer side. He'll also go backwards with the kick. Mark taken by Barton, who now sends it forward. Hits up Nathan Croft on the outer side. Comes inboard to Vitell. His kick not the greatest. Mark intercepted here by Fry. The Oakleigh Chargers had as a player short. Taking the mark, Rowbottom goes inside attacking 50. His kick is intercepted and the mark is taken by Hanna in defensive 50. He'll go short to Croft for the Calder Cannons. Just possessing the footy at the moment in the back line. High kick. They've got Lockie Scholl here. Is he able to take the mark? He can't. Charges with numbers. Robertson sends the ball inboard a little wide of the intended target. Worked out okay though to Kelly. A piercing ball towards centre half forward. Bose Senevilage takes the mark. Goes inside attacking 50 with the kick. Ball off hands. Comes the way of Barton, who will clear once again for the Calder Cannons and hits up Musa on the centre wing. His kick inboard, not great. Bianco takes it. He got taken. Calder with the footy momentarily on the centre wing outer side. Applying the tackle over the top is Rowell and we'll get a ball up. Centre wing outer side. It's the Oakleigh Chargers 139 trailing the Calder Cannons 2 straight 12 on the NG scoreboard. 16.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Up they go. Good effort by Robertson there in the ruck. I reckon he got a bit of a hand to it. Croft first onto it. Don't know about the handball. It's more of a volleyball spike as Oakleigh go forward Wrapped up in a tackle, didn't matter, he got it away. It's a snap on goal, and it's clean too, it's good. Just let me pick that up. That was Dylan Williams, who has snapped that from a good 45 metres out to give Oakleigh their second goal. They move on to 2-3-15. Calder a 2-goal straight 12 on the NG scoreboard. And we've just clicked past 17 minutes on the Technica time clock for Cowboys cash and carry.
That was a penetrating kick by Williams, off one step and kicked through the footy. That was a long kick.
Ball back in the middle. Both ruckman unable to get an effective tap away. Ball shuffled forward for the Calder Cannons. Taylor goes to ground. Charges with numbers to rebound off defensive 50. Wide, searching kick. He's able to get a target. Whitehead goes long. They've got a player out the back.
Oh.
Almost a mark, not completed. Umpire calls play on. Rowell over the top
Good play.
to Dunkley. Charges have another quick snap on goal. And
It was Gaspar.
so he's got 2.
And a little bit of argy-bargy after it.
Once again, it's the Oakleigh Chargers link-up play. That beautiful chain of handballs resulted in the goal. And it's their precision kicking and precision handballing that is leading to goals.
3-3-21, the Oakleigh Chargers now leading the Calder Cannons 2 straight 12 on the NG scoreboard. 18.5 minutes into the opening term on the Technica time clock.
Nick Bryan versus Harrison Jones in the middle. Oakleigh, hot handball. Eventually comes back to Ross. Jack Ross goes out wide. Looking for Whitehead, can't get him. Errant handball. Anderson kicks forward, but it is over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. Calder to take the free kick. They want to switch play. They want to be accurate. Pajaski, strong hands. He'll want to play on. And he does. Feeds out a good handball. They go along the line and mark not quite taken there by Jesse Taylor. And he skids over the boundary line, right on centre wing, in front of the interchange bench. Busy looking interchange bench. Useless bench, they're all standing up, to be honest with you. No one's sitting on the bench.
They're side by side too, Crooksy, so there's not a lot of secrets in that little dugout.
If there's a Melly Rick, we want you to get in and sort it out, okay? Dunkley goes in short, never going to hit a target. Calder repel. They go inboard to Mitch Pajaski. He's got a lead out wide but can't find the target, and the mark is taken by Charlie Beasley. He goes backwards to Aiton Delaney, takes one bounce, bit casual. He's going to come back the other way. And he hits up Beasley. Beasley in short. Dunkley, Kyle Dunkley, true half back. Along the line, Jack Ross. They're going backwards to Beasley. They want to switch play. They've got a man on their own, Harris Mastris. He falls over at the most inopportune time. In come the cavalry, but it's Croft. He's stumbling, bumbling, kicks forward. Beasley had about 4 touches in 30 seconds. He's going to get a 5th. Kicks along the line, bouncing footy. No one can take it. Spun out of a bump. Good work. Calder, go inboard, and Pajaski marks it. Plays on. Gets onto the left boot. Needs a mark over the back, and Beasley double punches over the boundary line out of bounds. 21 plays 12. Oakleigh holds sway. We're 21 minutes into the first quarter.
Ball to be tossed back into play for the Calder Cannons on the cemetery side of Warrawee Park. Cannons won the tap down, but Chargers again have all the answers around the contest. Kelly pressured against the boundary line, did well to keep it in. Ainsworth is taken over the boundary line and out of play.
It's really good work from the Calder Cannons to lock it inside their forward 50 before holding them up and now pressuring them and making sure the ball's locked in.
Be nice to get a goal just before quarter time for the Calder Cannons. While they've got it inside attacking 50, Whitehead, he's taken, but was able to get the handball away to Rowbottom. Clearing kick, goes towards the outer wing. No one home. Cannons chasing after it. Ramsey almost had it under pressure. Sees the ball over the boundary line and out of play. Fair few people on that embankment over the outer side. It's the most people I think I've ever seen over there. And it'd be nice just sitting out in the sun.
With a latte.
That would be very nice. Ball tossed back into play. One down by O'Sullivan for the Calder Cannons. Oakleigh, though, will win it through Rowbottom. Long kick inside, attacking 50. Oh, error here. Whitehead kicks it around the body for the Oakleigh Chargers, and they'll get a goal. 4-3-27 plays 2 straight 12 on the NG scoreboard. Approaching 23 minutes into the first term on the Technica time clock.
Errant handball and costly error for the Calder Cannons, but that's why Oakleigh is such a good side. They make you pay when you turn the ball over.
Back in the middle, shadows of quarter time. Again, we're going to have Nick Bryan, and he'll be up against Harrison Jones in the middle. Up they go. Jones gets the tap out, but it's O'Neill for Oakleigh. Hannah intercepts. Quick handball out. Collier Dawkins lays a tackle. They've got the numbers, they've got the space. One bounce. Long kick forward, over the back. Oh, lovely mark by Kelly. Will Kelly had a good first quarter. He's
Riccardi pushed him into that.
He did. Kelly goes out wide. Again, measured kick. Oakleigh just controlling the footy. They go into the centre of the ground. Rowbottom, he'll play on straight away. Low daisy cutter kick up forward. Good tackle, going nowhere. Umpire will come in and bounce. We're between the centre square and the 50.
As good a player as Jake Riccardi is for the Calder Cannons, they need to find another target inside 50. They're going to him too often, and it's easily getting rebounded into the Oakleigh Chargers forward 50.
Could have been in the back there. Umpire wasn't having a bar of it, and they come in and ball it up. As the siren sounds, quarter time. Oakleigh Chargers 4-3-27 in a very entertaining game, and the Calder Cannons the 2 straight goals. I can give you the goal kickers.
I was just about to ask you for them, Crooksy.
Very rare that I can give them, but I can. For Calder, Ismail Musa and Joshua Kemp are the goal kickers. For the Cannons, and for the Oakleigh Chargers, 2 to Jake Gaspar, 1 to Charlie Whitehead, and 1 to Dylan Williams.
Our player watch so far, Siobhan, both of the players have been in a fair bit of the play early.
They have Jack Bytel for the Calder Cannons, who's been playing predominantly midfield but was pushed forward for parts of that quarter, has had 6 disposals. And Joe Ayton-Delaney off half-back for the Oakleigh Chargers has had 5 disposals, and he's been involved in a lot of running play, which is nice to see.
And Rick, which huddle are you going to head to at quarter time?
I'll be in the Calder huddle.
Be interesting to hear what they have to say as they head into the break. 2 straight 12, trailing the Oakleigh Chargers 4-3-27. Round 12 of the TAC Cup through TAC Cup Radio and taccup.com.au. Back after this.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Warrawee Park for round 12 of the TAC Cup. It is the Oakleigh Chargers 4-3-27 leading Calder Cannons 2 straight 12. We're just waiting to see whether we can pluck Ian Kite out of the Calder Cannons huddle down at the far end of the ground. Some of the other notes of significance from the opening quarters, Siobhan.
I've noticed that when the Oakleigh Chargers go forward, they look a lot more dangerous than the Calder Cannons. And the Calder Cannons had plenty of inside 50s in that first quarter, but couldn't seem to score from them, which is obviously disappointing for them. But coming into this game, I thought it was definitely going to be a battle of the midfields, and for the first part of that first quarter, the midfield battle was very even, but I felt the Oakleigh Chargers got on top in that second half of the first quarter. They've both got really contested players in the midfield, so I think if the Calder Cannons can get on top in the midfield a little bit more and get it inside 50 and not kick it straight to Jake Riccardi, he's their main target, they're more of a chance to kick a winning score.
Seem to have a lot of urgency coming off half back with the footy, but as you were pointing out, Siobhan, just dropping down across half forward. Rick, is that the message at quarter time for the Calder Cannons, to look for options inside 50?
Well, it's more around getting the 1+ behind the ball and trying to then win it and switch it. That's what they're going to concentrate on. And that'll open up play, so it does allow you to try and hit up your targets inside 50 if you get that done. So yeah, more around controlling how they get the footy and locking it in that 50 once they do get it.
All right. What deficit do they face at the moment? Oakleigh just got away from in the last little bit there, 15 points, so they won't want to let them get the first couple of goals.
No, and Oakleigh have that ability to score really quick, especially with their small forward brigade. And also their link-up play, the Oakleigh Chargers, has been a little bit better than the Calder Cannons. So if the Cannons can start hitting targets and kicking inside 50 a little bit more direct, much like the Oakleigh Chargers, they're more of a chance to kick more goals.
I think Rick's been able to pluck Ian Kite out of the huddle.
Talent manager for the Calder Cannons, Ian Kite. Now, started off really well in the first 15 minutes, and Oakleigh got a couple back on you.
Yeah, I think we just fumbled the ball a bit in defence. A couple of marks that should have been taken, dropped. So Ross is pretty happy with what they're doing. We need to lower our eyes going forward a bit. We've kicked to them 5 or 6 times. They've taken intercept marks. So if we can tidy up that a bit, the game would be pretty even, I think.
And it's been pretty good clean foot skills around the footy and through the middle of the ground. I thought Calder used it pretty well early.
I think it's a sign that, the best kids are back playing. Both sides are only 3 or 4 off their best team. So I think that really shows the class of some of the kids that have come back in out of Vic Metro and out of private school footy.
All right, Ian, thanks for your quarter time.
Good work, Rick.
Well done to Rick to be able to find Ian Kite. There was a fairly big huddle down at the Calder Cannons there.
He had clipboards, he had everything happening. Magnets.
Just like us in the commentary box today, there's clipboards and paper and wires flying everywhere up here on the beautiful balcony here at Warrawee Park.
We're just saying split round, Rick, too. This is the only TAC Cup game on today, hence why there'll be some extra people here having a look.
Yeah, you'd have a few spies from opposition clubs, I'd believe.
A few scouts checking out the talent.
Yep.
And there's a fair bit of that on the park today as well. Second term underway. Here's Phil Crooks.
Jones and Bryan up in the ruck. Bryan gets the tap down. Tries to follow up his own work. Pajaski. Back of the head handball. Doesn't hit a target. They're forcing the ball forward. Rowell chases it up. Oh, solid tackle on Collier Dawkins. The ball just pops out, squeezes out. Now Calder. Mitch Pajaski. Kick smothered. Gathered. Kick up forward. Can they get a mark? Riccardi, not quite. They're still looking for him, Siobhan. He's a beacon down there. Oakleigh. Now they try to clear it by hand. The big fella drops it in Bryan. And the whistle blows. It'll be thrown in right in front of the RSL where the Caravan Club used to be, apparently. Ball thrown in. Jones gets the tap. It races to the boundary again.
It's at the Kingston Town Hall on Napuna Highway these days.
Gee, you're right across. It's like Molly's melodrama here. Do yourself a favour, Rick. Unbelievable. Got a talent we never knew he had. Oakleigh by hand, lose it to Bytel, breaks a tackle. Now the snap on goal. And I like the look of this. This is Will Jury. And he's put it through. Spoke to Will's mother last week after the game. Came down in the escalator with her.
She was lovely.
In the lift. She was absolutely delightful. If you're here, Mrs. Jury, or if you're watching at home, well done. Will's kicked a great goal. He's kicked Calder's third on the NG scoreboard.
And that goal's come from real pressure and intent early from the Calder Cannons. They've come out and certainly wanting to hunt the Oakleigh Chargers players and have used the ball a lot better.
3 goals straight, 18 on the NG. Oakleigh are 4-3-27, and we are only 2 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Nice tight game of footy here at Warrawee Park. Chargers can't win the clearance. The umpire says there's a hold and they'll get a free kick. This is Noah Anderson in the middle of Warrawee Park for the Chargers. Kicks long in the Dylan Williams direction. He was just a little late to the contest. Scholl was able to wrap things up. He kicks it straight back down the throat of Anderson.
Rare mistake from Lockie Scholl.
Certainly was, as the Chargers quickly get it inside, attacking 50. Good mark taken by Sam Graham. In the defensive corridor, will chip it short. Hits up Croft. Centre half back for the Calder Cannons. Brings the ball wide over the head of Jacob Martin. Chargers will get there first. This is Fry. One along the carpet, inboard, works out okay. Dunkley over the top, intercepted by Croft. Goes towards the half-forward flank. And the mark is taken here by Jesse Taylor. He goes back over the top. Croft working hard down the broadcast side. Will take the mark on half-forward. He'll go inside attacking 50 with the kick. And this time, Riccardi, able to get the front spot, takes the mark.
Much better ball use by the Calder Cannons to hit up Riccardi.
On a very tight angle, called to play on, unloads, but it's to the near side. And the first blemish of the morning for the Calder Cannons. They moved to 3-1-19 on the NG scoreboard, trailing the Oakleigh Chargers 4-3-27. We're heading towards 4 minutes in the second term on the Technica time clock.
Bianco kicks to himself, evades the man on the mark and goes straight down the centre of the ground and spots Will Kelly, who lays off the handball. Now they're looking for Anderson. Drops it in gully. Lays the tackle. That was good work. Row bottom. They get it out. Sweeping handball. Now a kick at goal by Dunkley to the right. Through for a behind.
Kyle
4-4.
Dunkley, brother of Western Bulldogs player Josh Dunkley.
Son of Andrew Dunkley.
There we go.
Who terribly struck James Hird in a preliminary final about 10 years ago.
We've got all age groups covered here.
Not that I hold a grudge, anyone. As the ball gets brought in by Cavallaro, he kicks, long kick, outside half-back. Jones gets the ball, feeds it out to Bytel. Good hands in heavy traffic. Now the ball spills out to a bit of space for him, gets on the left boot, kicks along the line, goes over the back. The race is on. Taylor, can he get it? Lays a tackle. They're dispossessed. Now Pajaski gets a shot on goal. Oh, bouncing through for a behind. Bit of an opportunity miss there, but good work. They're pressures. They're going well.
Bit of a funny incident there. The boundary umpire running along the boundary line telling the people to get away from the boundary line. The Oakleigh Chargers bench. Wasn't happy one bit.
It's his boundary line, Rick.
That is true.
And yours.
They don't have to run along the line, but
I'd cut the corner if I was running. Ball on half forward, outer side of the ground, under a pack, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. 5.5 minutes into the second term here.
Both sides really like to play on the minute they get possession. That can either be a really good thing or the undoing of the team. And we've seen on both occasions, both sides. It's been a mixture of both.
Whistle on play. And it is going to Jack Ross of Oakleigh. He decides to go backwards. I don't know if there's a lot on over this way. Decides to come across. Now the big kick. He's looking for Dunkley and he finds him. That was a good kick. Calder.
What they just did then, Crooksy, was just so good because it was a tough switch to do and they executed every pass.
There wasn't a big margin of error there, no. And they did it well. Ball comes onto centre wing. Calder have got the numbers and now they've got the footy. Cavallaro, man coming off the bench, almost collected him. It comes over the back. The race is on. Aiton Delaney and Taylor, and neither can take it. It's out of bounds on the northeast corner of the ground. Half forward flank. Kick and a half out from goal. 28 plays 20. Great game of TAC Cup football on a perfect Saturday morning. Oakleigh looking to clear. Can't take it. Now the pack develops. They're over the top of it. Umpire looks and will ball it up in the shadows of the gum trees on the northern side of the ground.
Perfect winter's morning here at Warrawee Park. And so far, a good game of footy as well. As Oakleigh, hurried kick on the boot. Scholl got a fingertip to it, ball over the boundary line and out of play. Running away there from Hannah. Will throw the ball back into play. Attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Oakleigh Chargers. And kicking to the Warrigal Road end of Warrawee Park in this second term. Oh. Big fly from behind from Robertson. On Senavilagi's handball wasn't effective in the end. And dropping the ball there was Jack Ross. Free kick to go the way of the Calder Cannons. It's in the hands of Graham. Unsure what to do with it, so just loads up. High ball towards the centre wing. Robertson flew once more for the Oakleigh Chargers. Couldn't bring it in. They work it by hand to Golds. Kicks it down along the boundary line from behind. Good grab taken by Daniel Hanna. Wants to go inboard. Elects at the last minute to chip it short because he had Bytel on offer. His wobbly ball in towards the middle. Not effective. 1 on 3 in favour of the Chargers, and they've done well to get it to Bonsenna-Villagi at half forward. He's got a man further afield here. It's Gasper up against that boundary line. Just pushes it to the right-hand side. Minor score 4-5-29. Plays 3-2-20 on the NG scoreboard. Oakleigh Chargers still in front. 9 minutes into the second term on the Technica time clock.
Barton spots up Hannah in the back pocket. That's a bit of an up and under. This will bring down rain. The big men fly. Bytel at the fall of the ball. Strong. Too high, says the umpire, and the free kick will go to Ty Browning. And Gasper not letting him up, just being a nuisance. The umpire comes in and gives him the ball. Browning just gets up, has a bit of a look. Good manning of the mark there by Gasper. Dropped it. Would have been an executive maintenance. Ball out. He flew. He's got a bit of a leap, this boy, Rick.
No doubt. That was a huge leap. There's been a few attempts. I think they're going for the executive maintenance mark of the day, some of these boys today.
The Oakleigh Chargers have held up the Calder Cannons really well, especially in that bit of play there.
Up they go, tapped over the back. Bytel back to Graham. Graham kicks into the middle of the ground. The race is on. Kemp gets it, dragged over the top of it. Croft comes out, stabbing kick up forward into the middle of 50. All Chargers. Daisy cutter to row bottom. They get it across. Another little daisy cutter comes in. Quick kick up forward, looking for Anderson. Here's the call. Great talk. Dylan Williams. He gave with the old leave it, leave it, leave it. I never trusted the bloke behind me when he said leave it. I always used to go for it, thinking it was the opposition. But he did well, Dylan Williams, and he's marked this 22 metres out, 50-degree angle. Comes in, left footer. Kicks. He's got it through. Good goal to Oakleigh. That's their first of the second term. And that is Dylan's second goal. They move on to 5 goals, 5-35 to the Calder Cannons, 3-2-20 on the NG scoreboard. 11.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock, and for Cowboys cash and carry.
That goal has come from, once again, really quick ball movement, hitting up a target, and that's what the Calder Cannons cannot afford to do, is let Oakleigh get their running game going. They've got lots of quick players that know how to kick the ball with precision.
Back in the middle, Bytel. Nearly got the clean handball away. They do now. Mott, high ball inside. Attacking 50 for the Calder Cannons. Crumbing front spot there is Johnson. He gets taken. Should be penalised, and is.
Wonderful forward pressure once again from the Oakleigh Smalls.
Receiving the free kick there was Dunkley. He wanted to give the quick handball off, but wasn't able to. So now kicks it wide to Rowell. He'll go further down the boundary line and hits up Kelly, who's been impressive for the Oakleigh Chargers in the opening half. He'll chip it inboard. Mark taken here by Simpson. Gives the quick handball off. One over the top, puts O'Neill under a little bit of pressure. Centre wing, broadcast side. Kick down. Great diving effort there from Dunkley. Just couldn't bring it in. Bytel. Quick handball out. Mott gave it across to Johnson. High ball towards half forward for the Calder Cannons. Off hands. They have the numbers. Mott will receive it once again. Gives the handball over the top to Scholl. A dinky kick towards the flank. Was okay. Chargers go inside 50. The mark, though, taken by Trent Bianco for the Oakleigh Chargers in defensive 50. Gives the quick handball off. Chargers have a bit of space in defensive 50. They go Down at the line, not the greatest there. Ramsey out the back. Put the handball over the top to Kemp on the outer side. Kemp gets it to his Calder teammate who goes long. Just inside attacking 50. Charges with numbers. They try to work it by hand. Johnson wrapped his opponent over the neck. And the non-officiating umpire said it was a hold, and a free kick either way will go the way of the Oakleigh Chargers in defensive 50. Looks like it's Noah Answorth that will take that free kick.
The Chargers players, their defensive 50 players, are certainly taking intercept marks at will. The Calder Cannons need to find another tall target down there that's not Jake Riccardi, as I mentioned in the first quarter, to stop them from taking easy marks.
Answorth goes straight up the ground, intercept, just spilt. Calder still a chance here. Nice handball off. They kick up forward. Riccardi spins around, got the wrong side of the footy, and he has put that into Dandenong East. He has kicked that a long way. He's kicked that out of the ground, out of bounds on the full. Oakleigh to take the resultant free kick. Oh, they're an honest lot up here. The ball's come back.
It's not the western suburbs.
No, Aiton Delaney puts in a shorty and finds O'Neill. Still deep in defence. Kicks a long one to centre wing. Over the back, Hannah. He's got a good pair of hands, Hannah. Daniel Hannah. He puts in the short kick. This is Browning. Browning to half forward. Man in front. 2 bites of the cherry. Couldn't take it. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 15.5 minutes into the second term. 15 points the difference. Chargers holding sway. Up she goes. Bit of manhandling in the ruck. No free kick. They get it out. Minton Connell. Again, scrappy footy now, and the umpire lets it go. Gets spat out the back. Boundary umpire will beat them all. Just through the binoculars, there's more clipboards out there than an Office Works end of year sale. Ball thrown in. Comes over the back. Mott. Good hands. Gets it out to Bytel. Quick kick up forward. And the mark is taken. This is taken by Joshua Kemp.
Good grab.
Really good grab. That's what they've needed.
Kemp. He's on a 40-degree angle. He will kick from 22.5 metres out. Just pulling the socks up. Sucking in a few big, deep breaths. They need this one, the Cannons. Kemp lining up for his second. Comes in. Kicks. Makes the umpire work a bit, but it's still a goal. Good work, Josh. That is the Cannons' 4th goal. And they move on to 4 goals to 26 on the NG scoreboard to 5-5-35 the Oakleigh Chargers. And we're 17 minutes in on the Technica time clock, and for Cowboys cash and carry.
Wonderful goal from Joshua Kemp.
Pretty good effort by the Cannons so far. They got Jack Bytel back from the championships, but you look at the Oakleigh Chargers, who they've had Rowbottom, Collier Dawkins, and Rao back into their midfield. It's pretty awesome luxury to have, isn't it?
It is, as Mott will send the long ball inside, attacking 50 again for the Cannons. Kemp went up for it, couldn't bring it in. They've got numbers here still. Kemp was able to get it on the boot. Up and under kick, top of the goal square for Calder. Chargers, there's a whistle, and they'll get a free kick at the top of the defensive goal square. Lucky there, they're under all sorts of pressure. Bryan takes the mark in the back pocket, goes for Centre Village at half back, was unable to take the mark. Calder able to hold things up. Ball will be tossed up at half-forward broadcast side for the Calder Cannons.
The Cannons' pressure inside 50 is certainly lifted, and that's why I think they're getting reward on the scoreboard.
Ball straight to ground. Hurried kick there from Jury. Goes inside attacking 50. Out the back of the pack. Oh, heavy collision in the forward pocket. Ball worked out for Calder, who were unable to get a legitimate disposal away. And the free kick will go the way of Beasley. Goes wide with the kick for the Oakleigh Chargers. May have been a bit of holding going on there from Musa. Umpire let it go. Ball turned over. Browning sends it back inside attacking 50 for the Calder Cannons. Ball off hand. Mistratus gives it across to Aiton Delaney. Sweeping across the defensive goal line. Gets it to Whitehead. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. Inboard now. Chargers building. Kick it inside attacking 50. Williams being harassed. Couldn't take it cleanly. Hannah has support. Gives it to Newman. Was unable to get it to Barton before it crossed the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in half-forward flank broadcast side for the Oakleigh Chargers. They lead 5-5-35. The Calder Cannons 4-2-26 on the NG scoreboard. Approaching 20 minutes in the second term on the Technica time clock.
Thrown in, and Oakleigh can't keep it in. The ball to be thrown in again. We've got Jeremy O'Sullivan.
I'm pretty close to getting a touch here.
Yeah, just be careful, Rick. I'll just tell you, you're not quite as quick as what you used to be. But if you are going to get hit, Morgan will capture it. We'll put it on Funniest Home Videos. It'll be a ripper. Comes out again. Again, the ball's coming close to you, but it's out of bounds again.
The reason that Oakleigh had this inside 50 is the work of Joe Aiton Delaney. His kicking skills are really elite, and his run and carry has provided them with this chance to score a goal inside 50.
He could be one of those players that comes out of the championships about 10% better than when he went in. They're looking for Whitehead, working close to the boundary. He just barges his way through and goes bang.
I'll
Great
nominate
goal.
that for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day.
That was a Mickey Conlon effort for those old enough to remember him.
That's the goal of the day. He just took on all comers and didn't care they were around him, crashed through, kicked the goal off the side with a banana bender. That's the goal of the day.
How the hell did he get through that?
He went straight. He didn't decide to balk. He just said,
It's like
bang.
Running with the Bulls.
Wacko the Diddlo. That was a ripping goal. That moves them on to 6 goals, 5-41. The Calder Cannons are 4-2-26 on the NG scoreboard. We're 21 minutes in on the Technica time.
It was like a bulldozer. He just kept going straight. Magnificent play.
Ball back in the middle. One down by Bryan for the Chargers. They look to get the clearance here. They've had to retreat backwards. Under pressure, they've been able to work it free. Rowbottom will kick it towards half forward. There'll be a downfield free kick. It's in the hands of Dylan Williams at half forward. Long searching ball inside 50. Scholl hesitated. Charges with numbers. Gaspar opens up a bit of space.
It's another one.
And puts it through for his third.
That's a great strength of the Oakleigh Chargers. They can score goals quickly, and it's all come from the midfield. They're winning the clearances and winning that contested battle, and that's resulting in goals.
7-5-47 to the Oakleigh Chargers. Calder 4-2-26, and similar to the first term, Oakleigh have just been able to create a bit of a buffer heading towards the siren at half-time.
21 minutes into the second term. We're 3 minutes from half-time. Ball thrown up in the middle. Tapped down by Nick Bryan. Good work by the Calder Cannons. It'll be cleared by Ramsey. He gets it across to Ismail Musa. Lovely searching kick. Oh, clever football there by Riccardi. Gets onto the right boot. Kicks into the middle, but mark taken by Jack Ross. One-hander. He wants to switch play. He's looking for Dunkley. Can't quite take it. Croft gets the handball backwards to Scholl. Sweeping handball. They're under a heap of pressure. Dunkley's got it now. Oh, look here. All on his own is Gaspar. He marks. He's going to go back. Might have had a couple of options. No. Got a nice pair of pink boots.
He's a real likely type, Gasper. Like the way he moves.
He's taking the shot himself.
Jake Gasper. He is on a 30-degree angle. He's going to kick perhaps from just on or inside 50. He comes in, kicks.
Oh,
Look at that. How easy was that?
Magnificent.
Jake Gasper, goal number 4.
I'll nominate that one for AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day, but I don't think anyone's beating Charlie White.
It was a confident approach because he didn't look around to look for the pass off. He knew he could kick the 50, and he kicked the line pretty clearly there.
Hit the back fence.
and just have a look at who's running the drink to him today. A fairly handy player.
About to have a chat to him, Rick, at half-time. Isaac Keenor. 8 goals, 5, 53 to 4-2, 26 on the NG scoreboard. 24 minutes into the second quarter.
Brian won the tap down. Croft coming through. Tried to get it to Johnson. Was a little too hot for him. Calder. Up and under kick. She's just went the distance there to Bougea, and it's
50.
Yeah. So it's been a dominant finish to this second quarter for the Oakleigh Chargers. After Calder controlled most of the first 15 minutes. Bougea, high ball inside 50. Robertson got a fingertip to it. And the siren sounds to mark half-time here at Warrawee Park. 8-5-53, the Oakleigh Chargers leading the Calder Cannons 4-26 on the NG scoreboard. And we'll quickly get the goal kickers from Crooksey.
Right, for Calder, Joshua Kemp has 2. Ismail Musa has 1. And Rick, you're down on the ground?
I am Crooksey. We're with James Rowbottom. James really stepped up the heat that quarter. The Chargers seemed to put a bit more pressure on the opposition there, Calder.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing coming out of quarter time. Pressure them at the source, and then use our good hands in tight to work out, and then obviously hit the scoreboard a bit, which is nice. And
it's been a pretty clean game, clean footy, nice little foot passes around the ground.
Yeah, it's been a bit kick and mark, and we've been using their hands really pretty well, coming off the marks, and yeah, so it's always good.
And the difference coming back from the Metro Championships?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to give the experience there and come out and see how I can go back here, so it's nice.
All right, James, enjoy the rest of the game.
Will do, mate, thanks.
Good get, Rick. Now the goal kickers for Calder. I just got lost there. So it's 2 to Joshua Kemp, 1 to Ismail Musa.
And 1 to Will Jury.
And 1 to Will Jury. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, the goal kicker, 4 to Jake Gasper, 2 to Charlie Whitehead, 1 to Dylan Williams. Have I got one more to go? I've got one more to go.
Hang on. I've got 2 to Dylan.
2 to Dylan Williams, that's right. 4, 2 and 2. They're the goal kickers.
And our player watch from the first half. Siobhan, you've been busy with the biro.
Yes, Jack Bytel certainly racking up the possessions. He's up to 16 in total. He had 10 in that quarter, mainly handballs, but his handballs do put his teammates in better positions. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, Joseph Aiton Delaney had 4 disposals for that quarter, 9 for the game, but it's certainly his running and line-breaking ability that is helping out the Oakleigh Chargers in this game.
And Rick, that was a great interview there with Rowbottom at half-time. Didn't seem too out of breath too, so got a fair bit in the tank.
Yeah, they stepped it up a bit there, the Chargers. Their pressure around that middle of the ground was fantastic, and it really showed on the scoreboard at late in that quarter, because Oakleigh and Calder were pretty close there for a while during that game, and it just opened up in that last 10 minutes.
Certainly did, and it gives them a nice buffer at half-time. 8-5-53, the Oakleigh Chargers, leading the Calder Cannons 4-26. We'll take a break here on TAC Cup Radio and the live video stream on taccup.com.au.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
We're back here at Warrawee Park, where it's 8-5-53, the Oakleigh Chargers leading the Calder Cannons 4-26, and we're going back down to ground level now because Rick Morris has got the water boy for today, but we know he's a fairly handy player off half-back for the Oakleigh Chargers, Rick.
Yeah, I've got Isaac Quaynor with us at the moment, mate. Bit itchy to get out there today?
Yeah, to be honest, I couldn't get out today, but hopefully I'll be back in the next couple of weeks, so I'm excited for that.
Now, I noticed you're carrying a couple of injuries. Can you talk us through those?
Yeah, so fractured my rib, my top rib against the Allies, and then also chipped the bone of my thumb as well in the same game. So it was a bit of a nightmare, but that's it, yeah.
They were separate incidents?
Yeah, so one was a tackle and then the other one was just going for a mark, and I kind of misjudged it and the thumb just hyperextended back, yeah.
And how many games did you get in during the championship?
I played 3 out of the 4, so I was still pretty happy with that, and I missed the country game, which was pretty unlucky, but yeah, good to get out there. So. And
overall, what position did they play you throughout?
I played pretty consistently down back, across the half-back line, kind of a rebounding, running out of half-back, a couple of rebound 50s if I can. So I really enjoyed that. It was a good role, and it was something different to what I've been playing at Oakleigh, so it's good.
And what did you notice the differences between the championships as opposed to the normal TAC Cup round?
The intensity of the game is a lot higher, and obviously you expect the skill level to be probably a level higher as well. And they were probably the 2 big things I had to adjust to. And once you adjusted, you kind of just fit it in. So. And
the grounds, what were the grounds like to play on?
Yeah, no, unreal. We got, what did I get? MCG, Etihad, playing Southport Oval, and then Optus Stadium. So yeah, best of the best right there. So pretty lucky.
And does it give you a real grounding if you do happen to be lucky enough to get drafted for next year?
Yeah, I guess it's a good little stepping stone, and so I still got a long way to go, I guess. But yeah, it's a pretty cool experience, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Yeah.
Now, watching on the sidelines today, mate, I noticed you thought you had a day off, but you're doing the water duties as well.
Yeah, no, why not? I may as well get the steps up, get the legs ticking over a little bit. So, yeah, why not?
And with the injuries, when can we really expect you to step out and play for Oakleigh?
Well, we got the week off next week, so I should be back the week after. So just a couple-week break just to make sure I come back at 100%. So I'm excited for that.
And your name's getting thrown around a fair bit in the media, especially with the Collingwood side of things. How do you handle that?
I don't really pay it too much attention. I guess it is what it is, and I kind of just, stick to doing the footy, I guess, and focus on what I can control. So, yeah, that's about it.
And for any young budding footballers out there, younger than yourself, where did you grow up and what club? Sorry.
I was at Beverly Hills most of my junior career. I tossed and turned around between a few different clubs, but Beverly Hills was probably my home. So that was where I kind of learned the grassroots of footy.
And you're happy, being part of the Chargers lineup. Where do you see this outfit in the positioning at the moment overall?
I think we're doing pretty well. We probably dropped a couple games that we probably shouldn't have, but I think, with the private school boys coming back, we've got a really strong team, and I think when they head out, we've got plenty of boys that we can bring in and back ourselves in against a few of the other sides. So I'm really excited to see what we can do.
And do you watch much of AFL footy, and you play like any players that are out there, especially for Collingwood?
Yeah, I get asked this one a little bit, and I can't say I have one. I've been told I play a little bit like Harry O'Brien, and we look a bit similar, so that's a fair call. But yeah, I wouldn't say I have a player. I like to get drips and drabs off different players, I guess. So yeah.
All right, Isaac. Enjoy the rest of your game. Get those Ks up, and I wish you luck on your return in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Great chat there, Rick, with one of the stars of TAC Cup, and certainly will have an impact towards the back half of the season, and we wish him all the best with those injuries. We'll take another break here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream. It is the Oakleigh Chargers leading 8-5-53 to the Calder Cannons 4-2-26.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football, and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Warrawee Park, 8-5-53, the Oakleigh Chargers leading the Calder Cannons 4-26. So very appreciative there of the Oakleigh Chargers giving us both Isaac Quaynor and Rowbottom, of course, who's still playing in the game, able to have a chat with us during the halftime break. So we do appreciate.
If Rick sits on the bench in this half, I am just jumping off the balcony and going home. Far too much. No, it's great to hear. Great to hear them, and they're like both. I mean, they're all articulate, I suppose, but they're both articulate. Rowbottom, I thought, was just really good. To have the microphone shoved under his nose as he came off the ground was fantastic.
Especially
now, Crooksy, I did tweet last night about how often these TAC Cup boys go and play AFL, and they have to adjust to a different role.
Yep, absolutely.
And they do it very well. Blake Hardwick's one, and we've also got James Sicily, and there's heaps of them that have to change their roles that they're used to. I really hope they just leave Isaac Quaynor as a sweeping halfback.
That's
he's just so good at it.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute beauty, and it was a good tweet, Rick, because gee, there was a lot of TAC Cup boys there last night, Rick. That you know we've had the pleasure of calling, like and Jack Loney. Geez, Rick, I'm taller than Jack Loney. He is tiny, and he was great. Jack Steele.
Loney was giving Daisy the Brad Pitts, wasn't he?
He was. Was he the one reminding him about that torpedo punt he tried to do, and he went over the
He wasn't happy with Loney.
It was a good advertisement last night for TAC Cup footy, I thought. And an old Oakleigh Charger in Jack Billings played a very good game as well. 2 goals and 30 touches. All right. You know, this is we're getting into the final third of the season, and it's been mentioned at the start that the championships are over. We've got some boys back, not being taken away from school footy today, and already we can see in one game the standard has risen. It's gone up a gear, and a great gear, and the skills from the midfields of both teams is just sensational. The goal, we don't know a lot about Jake Gasper. But
apart from the fact that he's very lively.
He's lively, he's confident for his kicking of goal. We were talking just in between, during the ad break there, the guy that Rick was speaking to, James Rowbottom, Matty Rowell, Noah Answorth, Noah Anderson, Xavier O'Neill, just sensational. And, you know, I sort of came today looking, and Aidan Delaney's been good as well up back, but I was sort of coming to see him, and these other guys, they're just such an even spread. The guy that's taken my note today, Rick, I don't think you like your key defenders, Will Kelly, up back.
He's done a great job. Their whole defence has done beautifully, intercepting many of the forward thrusts. But, yeah, Kelly's been terrific in that last line.
I wouldn't expect Collingwood to give up another father-son. They've already got one, you know, Ned's eldest son playing in Adelaide. Surely they wouldn't let this one go.
This boy's a bit taller too, isn't he?
He's 193 and 83. I just like the way he plays. He's got key defender written all over him.
Great instinct too. He can read the play beautifully and puts himself into good position as well. It's not like he's running into a contest every time. He positions himself really, really well.
He's playing a bit of a McGovern type game, I reckon. McGovern in defence type game. I'm very impressed with Will Kelly. Who's caught your eye? Siobhan?
I've really liked the game of one of my Player Watch players, Jack Bytel. his work inside the contest has been really, really impressive. His quick handball out of a stoppage has put his teammates in a better position. And he might not be the quickest bloke himself, but he hands it off to other players and they get their running game going. And it's really helped the Calder Cannons today. And I have really liked the game of Will Kelly, as you said before. And also that goal from Charlie Whitehead, when the ball goes inside the Oakleigh Chargers forward 50, he looks really dangerous. And I've really liked his game as well.
I think there's a great term in footy, a good driver in heavy traffic. And Jack Bytel has been exactly that. There's times where I thought, mate, you're just going to get clobbered here. And he just works in a telephone booth and just spits the ball out to blokes sort of running past. And yeah, superb.
Speaking of someone coming past, Jake Carlisle is in the coach's box today for the Calder Cannons.
Now, Crooksy, just one thing. One thing I don't pay a lot of attention to normally is the TAC Cup media tips.
Oh,
now, I don't really watch them very closely, but I just happened to open the record.
And it fell open at that page.
Anthony Stangertz is on 43.
43, yeah.
And Phil Crooks is on 44. And Rick Morris is on 46.
You were on.
What happened there? Weren't we a draw a couple of weeks ago?
I think last week we were all on 40.
I got 6.
You got 6 out of 6. You got the sweep. That was good. Who'd you go for? Who'd we go for in this game, Rick?
I went for Oakleigh.
Who'd I go for?
Good point.
I got Oakleigh.
We've all gone Oakleigh.
Okay.
It's looking that way at the moment, and it was certainly a costly last 10 minutes of that quarter for the Calder Cannons. They have to start well to get back into the game, but Oakleigh just look really dominant at the moment. They've got their game going certainly in the last 10 minutes of the second quarter.
Going to be an interesting second half of footy. I feel that, as you said, Siobhan, the Calder Cannons just need to kick a few more goals when they've got possession of the footy. They've controlled certainly that opening part of the second term, and while they were able to get they kicked 2 goals twos and got themselves just back in touch, and then Oakleigh were able to break free in the last 5 to 10 minutes of that.
I felt the game started to open up in the second part of that second quarter, and for the Calder Cannons, they don't want the game to open up because Oakleigh have such damaging runners that just have precision kicking and know how to hit up a target. But you never know. Oakleigh just look a little bit cleaner than the Calder Cannons.
You mentioned how Calder are still relying fairly heavily on going to Riccardi inside attacking 50. The other end of the ground, you've got 2 dangerous options that are creating a lot of spice and entertainment inside 50 in Jake Gasper, and Dylan Williams has also been very impressive.
Well, Gasper's already up to 4 goals and he looks really dangerous up forward.
Isaac with the water bottles down there doing a sensational job. Good work from that. I'd like to see that. It's a bit of the clean the rooms thing, like the All Blacks. You know, everyone's in it.
Good culture that indicates to me that you're willing to do whatever role needs to be done.
Yep.
It's positive signs as we're about to get the second half underway. Chargers lead. Here's Phil Crooks.
Brian up against Jones. Up they go. Jones gets the tap out. Now Brian gets a quick kick up forward. It's a bit of a chaos footy inside 50. Oh, slung in a tackle. The ball spits out the back. Plenty of orange jumpers there. Eventually, Croft trying to get rid of it, trying to get it out quickly. Oakleigh keeping the ball alive. Again, it spits out the back. Pajaski, good hands as he's falling down. Sweeping handball. They get it out to Graham. Kick out wide, looking for Kemp, and he marks. Right in front of that NG scoreboard, 53 plays 26. Calder making a positive attack up forward. They kick inside 50, looking for Scholl. Sweeping handball. Can they get a boot? Oh, brilliant football. Harrison Minton Connell punches the ball back into play. Jesse Taylor, the recipient, in the goal square and puts it through for the first goal of the second half, where not even a minute in,
Just
the
describing
technical
that,
time clock.
Crooksy, there was an option there for Minton Connell to take the footy and try and kick the goal, but he had that player on his backside, so he tapped it out, and it was a terrific play. Went the best option.
He had that momentum going forward. He could have always slipped or,
Yeah.
you know, his foot could have gone over the line. Great goal. Great start for the second half. 5-2, plays 8-5.
Chargers look to clear it through Answorth. Was able to get across to O'Neill, who flicks it out wide. In space here is Anderson. He goes towards the top of the 50 arc. Williams being harassed. Got the handball over the top. Rowbottom receives. Kick around his body. He was looking for Whitehead at the top of the goal square. Cannons with numbers. Just fumbling there. Musa was able to collect it cleanly. Sends a long ball out of defensive 50. Just working it up that outer side at the moment. Riccardi somehow managed to get the handball over the top to Minton Connell. Good transition here from the Calder Cannons over the head of Aiton Delaney. Ball still in play. Here's Taylor. Long ball, top of the goal square. Good fist by Will Kelly. Sees the ball through for a minor score. 5-3-33, the Calder Cannons. Oakleigh Chargers 8-5-53 on the NG scoreboard. 2 minutes into the third term on the Technica time clock. Kick straight down the middle from Kelly. Almost intercepted. Calder. Flying shot on goal is just away to the right-hand side from Mott.
Probably should have made more of that one-on-one situation in the goal square there. Just needed to fake lead and just get that last passage of play, turn that into a pass.
Aiton Delaney finds Rowell. He spits out a handball. Bianco goes back inboard. Oh, they're in a bit of Barney rubble here. Caught cold. Gee, the Cannons, they've come out. They are ready to play. This game's not over. All right, right on 50. This is Joshua Kemp. He's got 2 already, going for his 3rd. Showing the same sort of confidence that Jake Gasper did in the second term. But he decides to go in and he spots up Jake Riccardi. Good lead. Harder angle.
Good option. I back Riccardi in to kick this here. But what a great opening start of the quarter from the Calder Cannons. Their switch and their run and their willingness to take the game on has been really impressive, and their pressure's been right up.
Jake Riccardi, hard up against the fence. He will kick from 39 metres out. Kicks. It's not bad off the boot. Straight through the middle. Good option. Jake Riccardi gets his first for the game. They move the score on to 6-3, 39 NG scoreboard. The Oakleigh Chargers are 8-5-53. And we are almost 4 minutes in on the Technica time clock for Cowboys cash and carry.
Well done to Jake Riccardi there. Backed himself in. Very, very good work. But like I said before, the Calder Cannons' dare and willingness to take the game on, and their switching play has been really impressive, and they've been hitting targets. If they can keep this up, we've certainly got a game on our hands. Just
did a score check. I think the NG's running a little bit behind on that outer side. It's 6-4-40 to 8-5-53. Back in the middle. Chargers are under a bit of pressure in the early stages of this third term. They're unable to get the ball away here. Good tackle applied by Ty Browning. He's had an impressive couple of weeks for the Calder Cannons. We'll get a ball up on the centre wing. Brian won the tap down for the Chargers into the hands of O'Neill. Gets dispossessed. And as Crooksy indicated, the Cannons will get a free kick. They won't take the advantage. So Browning has it. Attacking side of the broadcast wing.
Yours, Rick.
And she's just stayed in enough there for Noah Anderson to take the mark. Although the umpires are going to have a conversation. And it will be paid a mark. So Anderson has it. Elects to retreat defensively. Very risky kick. In the end, okay. Answorth goes up the corridor. Mark taken by O'Neill. Has to go across to Beasley. Comes wide.
Oh.
Ainsworth dances round traffic, got a handball across to Fry. He's under siege. Charges under immense pressure in defensive 50. Anderson over the top, looking for Bianco on half-back. Aiton Delaney gets it back to Anderson. Scrubber kick along the carpet, along the outer wing. Oakleigh Chargers trying to work the ball forward. The handball comes inboard to Fry. He sends it towards centre half forward. Back of the pack, taking a good grab there was Newman for the Calder Cannons. Switches it to the broadcast side. Players just going for each other there, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in.
The intensity and pressure is certainly lifted in the third quarter, especially from the Calder Cannons.
13 points the difference. Ball thrown in, half forward flank for Oakleigh. Caught in a tackle. Comes out the back. Golds. Gets it across to Ross. He kicks it to the heart of 50. The big men fly. It's Calder.
Gee, their defence has stood tall at the beginning of this quarter.
Newman. They go out wide, spot up a target. Play on straight away. Go to centre wing. Mark spilt there by Taylor, but they're still through. Podjaski finds Riccardi.
Oh,
back.
Great hand pass.
They look forward again. On the lead, Kelly tries to work his man underneath it. They'll be almost... Oh, no, they don't find the boundary line. Kemp, he drops it. Now there's a snap. They get it over the back, and Podjaski puts the icing on the cake. They had it, they lost it, they had it, they lost it, and then they got it. Mitch Podjaski puts through his first goal. That kicks the Calder Cannons, Matt, onto
7-4-46, leading the Chargers 8-5-53 on the NG scoreboard.
Rick.
And the Calder Cannons have definitely willed themselves back into this game. They're doing the hard running, the gut running, just to get that ball flowing, but also on defensive side. We noticed when Oakleigh tried to switch before, they made it really hard for them to get out of their 50.
Oakleigh just don't look as confident as what they did in the first half in this early stages, and Calder are going forward once more.
Oh,
good
good
grab.
mark.
Good grab taken there by Ainsworth. Brings it to the broadcast side where Golds takes it on half back. Goes down along the line, and Noah Anderson, who's been impressive for the Oakleigh Chargers, takes the mark centre wing. Again, hugs this broadcast boundary line and hits up row bottom. Piercing ball inboard, turned over. Cannons take the mark. Will Jury on half back. Just assessing his options. Unsure what to do, so just loads up back towards the centre wing on the broadcast side. Aiton Delaney got a fingertip to it. Pushes it over the boundary line and out of play. We will throw it in front of the interchange here at Warrawee Park. 53 plays 46. Chargers hold sway, but the Cannons are coming. Robertson flew early. Ball came over the back of the pack. Chasing after it is Bianco. He's taken into the turf by Johnson. The umpire says, give it to me, just as Robertson was able to extract it. We'll throw it up. Inside attacking 50 for the Calder Cannons. Into the air, Robertson, big leap, won it down. Mott. Front spot, just able to get rid of it in time. Croft coming through, somehow got a handball away, was intercepted by Rowbottom. They've worked it out to Bianco. Down along the boundary line, he hits up Dunkley.
Dunkley on centre wing. They could do with a goal to settle themselves down, Oakleigh. They kick to half forward. The big men fly. Hannah gets the handball out. They should be able to clear. Almost runs into a bit of trouble, Graham. Now that's just a dirty big mongrel punt. Croft gets a hand to it. There's a whistle on play and there's a free kick. It's going to Croft, I think. Croft, Nathan Croft. He kicks, tries to honour the lead. 2 bites of the cherry, can't quite take it. Jack Ross evades some trouble, spins out, finds goals. He sweeps a handball over to Anderson. Anderson Searching kick inside 50. Mark taken. This is Whitehead. He kicks over the top. They're going to play on. Williams, skitter right through the middle. No mistake about that. He gets Oakleigh's ninth. 9 goals, 5, 59 to 7-4, 46. NG scoreboard. 10.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock for Cowboys cash and carry.
They certainly needed that goal of the Oakleigh Chargers to settle themselves down, and once again it came from quick transition, quick play, got into the forward line, and it was a goal.
Important 5 minutes for the Cannons here. They've got to keep that intensity, that off-the-ball running going there. They just can't let them back in here.
Because they have dropped off late in the first 2 quarters.
They have, so we'll watch this next 5 minutes. It'll be crucial.
And Rick, is Brian just doing a bit of run-through on the bench, or he's sitting
Yeah,
down
he's got his right shin strapped up, so they're just testing it, but it doesn't look anything too serious.
Well, the big man there, Nick Bryan, for the Oakleigh Chargers. Meanwhile, we'll get a secondary ball up in the middle. Umpire puts it into the air. It will be a clearance that goes the way of Gasper. Ball at centre half forward. Comes the way of Anderson, who splits the middle for the Chargers. 10-5-65 they move to. 7-4-46 the Calder Cannons on the NG scoreboard. We're approaching 12 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock. That was a great passage of play there from Noah Anderson.
That's the perfect passage of play, straight out of the middle, and Noah Anderson was the one that benefited from the hand pass. But very, very good. I think it's going to come down to who wins it out of the middle in this game. When the Oakleigh Chargers are dominating, I think there's a free kick.
Too many in the middle, I think.
Free
Jones
kick
for the Cannons. Kicks straight up the ground, but Jack Ross intercepts. Plays on straight away, goes out wide. Dunkley puts in a shorty. Mark taken by Will Goals. Goals again. Finds Kelly right in front of the NG scoreboard. 66 plays 46. Kelly goes inboard to Ross. Had 2 on his ginger. He goes in short again, ends up with Will Kelly. Handballs over the top. This is Xavier O'Neill, who set sail for home, but the kick's wide. Out of bounds on the full. Calder Cannons get the resultant free kick. And this will be taken by Sam Ramsey. Ramsey, big kick out wide. Mark taken. Calder. This is Harrison Mitten Connell. Finds Pajaski. He loves to play on Pajaski. Never settles. They get it across. Graham. Wheels around. Croft. Gave away the free kick. And Bujaya. Bujaya goes in short. Ross getting plenty of the footy. Having a purple patch. Jack Ross goes out wide. Browning's going to be first there. He needs to evade. Beautiful tackle and take on the ball by Gasper. Throw, he says.
Called the throw. Should have been more aware there, Ty Browning. He didn't know the player was about to tackle him.
Browning. Looking for Riccardi. Just gets the hands to it. Can't grab it. Now it's tapped forward. Aiton Delaney, dirty bounce. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. We are 14 minutes into this third term. 65 plays 46. Chargers in front.
Ball tossed back into play. Brian, who's back on the ground, won the tap down. Ross trying to extract it. He's unable to, going nowhere, ball up.
Bit of a man-child, Jack Ross, isn't he? Very solid boy.
He is.
Tossed back up. Brian wins the tap down again. Mott chasing after it. Had Rowbottom on his hammer, who got the handball to Brian. They go to Jack Ross, who goes over the top to Bouger, centre wing broadcast side. They've got it to Golds. He'll go towards half forward, juggling the mark, taking it. Noah Anderson. He plays on, runs to 45. Football. He's got 2, Noah Anderson. And the Chargers open up another buffer. 8-5. 71 plays the Calder Cannons, 7-4-46 on the NG scoreboard. We're 15 minutes in to the third term on the Technica time clock.
You called this, Rick. We said we want to look at that next 5 minutes. We've had a look at it, and they've kicked 3 goals.
Yeah, they've. It is hard to sustain what Calder did put up in that first 10 minutes, but yeah, they're going to have to win something back here.
That was a flawless passage of play from the Oakleigh Chargers. When they get their running game going, they're very hard to stop.
And guess who was involved again? Noah Anderson.
He was. That was just a brilliant piece of play. Pajaski gets the handball out. This is all wrapped up, row bottom. And the ball will be thrown up. We're still inside the centre square. Up she goes. Over the top. I think O'Sullivan will get the free kick for the Calder Cannons. They go in short looking for Riccardi, but it is Xavier O'Neill that takes the mark. They go out wide. Oh, Dunkley drops what he probably should have taken. O'Sullivan, funny old handball, but Dunkley ends up with it. He gallops down the outer wing and kicks long. Anderson can't quite get it. Whitehead's in there. He just barges through. What would you expect? As the ball gets trapped under players, umpire blows the whistle and will ball it up. We're 35 metres out from the Chargers' goal. They're kicking to the Dandenong or eastern end of the ground. Big crowd of players around this footy. Up she goes. What a beautiful tap by Pajaski. That was John Nichols-like. They clear it. Kemp for Calder. Can he get there first? He can, but the boundary line wins. Over the boundary line and out of bounds. 17 minutes, approaching 17 minutes into this third term. 71 plays 46. 25 points the difference. Good lead. As the ball comes back in, whistle.
Rethrow, I think.
Rethrow. Fell a bit short.
And a little bit wide, I think, too.
Boundary umpire. Second time around. Beautiful throw in. O'Sullivan, they're caught. They try to get it out. Quick kick. 20 metres up, 20 metres down. Ball spits out. Kick forward by Gasper. The big men fly and Hannah. Sticky fingers, Daniel Hannah. Hannah's got it. He kicks to centre wing. Pajaski! Executive maintenance, mark of the day. He plays on as he has all day, looking for Riccardi, and the ball is out of bounds.
Great mark by Pajaski, one of the top age players in this Calder Cannons side.
He's been a bit quiet, hasn't he, today, compared to what we've seen?
When he's had the footy in his hands, he's looked dangerous. There he is again. Puts it into a dangerous spot. There was holding, infringed against Kemp, who's in a bit of trouble in the forward pocket. He's rolling around in a lot of discomfort.
It's his shoulder.
Chargers, meanwhile, have worked it to Bougea at centre half back. Handball over the top, Brian. Kemp back up on his feet. How the hell he's done that, I've got no idea. Oh, here's another injury concern. Whitehead just hobbling a little bit after he took the mark. He puts it on his boot. High ball hugging the boundary line on the outer side. Hannah cutting across, taking the mark once again for the Calder Cannons on their defensive 50 line. Goes searching for O'Sullivan. Bounced awkwardly for him. Just got boot to ball in time. And he was dumped after he got rid of it. So free kick as Kemp finally coming from the ground towards you, Rick.
Yeah, definite shoulder arm injury.
Meanwhile, O'Sullivan just a bit groggy getting back to his feet. Will take the free kick. Centre wing out of side, and I think the umpires had the book out as well, just in that passage of play. Scholl chips it short to Riccardi. Attacking side of the outer wing for the Calder Cannons. High ball. Pajaski from behind brings the ball to ground. Cannons with Crummers. They get it across to Musa. Goes towards the top of the goal square. Good positioning from Rowell. He takes the mark. Will chip it short. It's taken by O'Neill. Inside defensive 50. He'll flick it wide. Bianco takes the mark. Back pocket. Warrigal Road end for the Oakleigh Chargers, who are just possessing the ball at the moment. She's just getting... There was Answorth to take the mark. Chargers have a couple of numbers. Ross, one of them, gives the handball over the top to Golds. Finds himself in a sticky situation and puts it into the centre of the ground where they have the mark. Rowell over the top to Kelly. Into a bit of space for Bonsenavilage at half forward. Puts it on the boot. It's wide and a minus score.
R2 did well there, Matt.
He did. Thank you, Rick.
R2D2. Calder to bring the ball back in. Ramsey finds Pajaski at centre half back. Not Pajaski, Martin. Martin's kick's intercepted by Bonsenavilage, who kicks inside 50. Good smother off the boot. R2 in again. Doesn't take the footy. Now they can get it back through Graham. Sweeping handball. They need to be neat and tidy. They are. Calder working it, looking for Mitch Pajaski. Not Mitch Pajaski. God, he's on the brain at the moment. Brodie Newman. Newman's kick doesn't hit the target. Ross has got it. Comes back to Answorth. Answorth kicks it into a dangerous spot. Mark taken by Dylan Williams. This will hurt. Dylan Williams has marked this. He is only 17 metres out. He's on a 45-degree angle. We're almost 22 minutes into the third quarter. This will be Dylan's fourth goal.
Big day out. What's really impressed me about the Oakleigh Chargers is their willingness to play through the corridor. They're willing to take risks and kick the ball into the corridor, and ultimately they get the ball into their forwards.
He makes no mistake. That is his fourth goal. It is Oakleigh's 12th. And they move on, Maddo.
To 12-6-78. Leading the Calder Cannons 7-4-46 on the NG scoreboard. 22 minutes into the third term on the Technica time.
Creating a decent buffer now and showing their class a little bit here. And it's their class players that are getting involved in these goals.
Interesting that for this term it's 5 scoring shots apiece. 4-1 for the Chargers, 3-2 for the Calder Cannons. Back in the middle. Cannons unable to work it clear. The umpire's going to ping him for holding the footy. Chargers elect to take the advantage. A little bit hurried to get it inside, attacking 50. Bouncing ball, Graham taken into the turf a little high, and a free kick will go his way. Inside defensive 50. Looping handball wide. They'll take it out of defensive 50 through Ramsey. Good kick, good mark. Taken by Mahoney, goes inside attacking 50. Chargers with all the answers at the moment. Kelly, wide kick. Jury's the only one sitting underneath it for Calder. They've got Riccardi in the pocket who takes the mark. No, play on, says the umpire. Mopping up was Dunkley, who got it to Collier Dawkins, who brings it wide to Brian, who had Golds in support, who gets it to Ross. Defensive side of the broadcast wing, just falling over was Rowbottom. Doesn't make much of a difference, though, because the siren for three-quarter time sounds, and the Chargers are in a very comfortable position at the moment. 12-6-78, leading the Calder Cannons 7-4-46 on the NG scoreboard. And Crooksy, our goal kickers.
For the Calder Cannons, 2 to Joshua Kemp and 1 apiece to Ismail Musa, Jesse Taylor, Jake Riccardi, Mitchell Pajaski and Will Jury. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, 4 apiece to Dylan Williams and Jake Gasper, and 2 apiece to Noah Anderson and Charlie Whitehead.
Our AFL Draft Central Player Watch Siobhan, how Jake Bytel just seemed a little bit quieter in that third quarter.
Definitely quiet in that quarter. He's up to 17 disposals for the match and had 1 disposal for the third quarter. Even when the Cannons were launching their assault on the game in the first part of the third quarter. He wasn't involved in much of the play, 17 disposals so far, and Joseph Ayton Delaney for the Oakleigh Chargers is now up to 12 disposals in total after collecting 3 disposals in that third term.
And Rick, just looking to the right of you, it looks as though Whitehead's just testing his agility as well for the Oakleigh Chargers.
Yeah, you called it earlier in the outer wing, just a bit proppy with the leg there after that kick, so he doesn't look too bad. He's walking okay, so I think he'll run it out.
Three-quarter time here at Warrawee Park. The Oakleigh Chargers with the ascendancy. 12-6-78 plays 7-4-46 on the NG scoreboard. Back for the final term right after this.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Warrawee Park, where it is the Oakleigh Chargers leading 12-6-78. The Calder Cannons 7-4-46. Injury update for the Calder Cannons. Josh Kemp has just made his way to the rooms with his arm in a sling, so his day is done, which is unfortunate. He kicked he's kicked 2 goals so far today and been impressive up forward for the Calder Cannons. So just unfortunate that his day is done. The Chargers have a couple of niggling concerns, apart from Whitehead and Bryan. They should be able to run out the game. Just standing by to see if Rick can grab Craig Notman, the talent manager of the Oakleigh Chargers.
No, who you got?
He's got someone else down on the boundary, Rick Morris.
Yes, boys, we've got Wayne Cripps, one of the assistant coaches. Wayne, how do you see it so far?
Yeah, I think they started off the quarter really well. That quarter they sort of got it on their terms with their ball movement in the middle, but I think we were able to sort of neutralise around the contest, started to get it back on our terms, and some of our ball movement going forward and that overlap gave some really good looks on the goals. And
your role at the club, which department do you look after?
Forwards coach.
And you've got an awesome forward line with those players coming back. Yeah,
it's good to finally get some of these Metro boys back, and their connection's been pretty good today, and they're all pretty excited and got really good energy, and the goals are starting to become because of it. And
Calder fought back well in that third quarter, didn't they? What did you do to counteract that?
I think we just needed to try and neutralise it in the middle. I think they were getting some really good drive from the middle and some overlap from the back half, but we just tightened up, sort of neutralised the contest, and then sort of tried to play our way with that ball movement after that.
And what's the message for this last quarter?
Not to let them get on top like they did at the start of that third. Really make sure we still try and play our way, but making sure they're not able to move the ball the way they want to.
Terrific stuff. Thanks for giving us the time on TAC Cup Radio.
Cheers, mate.
Wayne Cripps. Thank you.
He's getting all the big guns today. Rick
Doing
Morris
a good
down
job
on the
out there,
boundary.
Rick.
Working overtime.
We'll fish them out.
That was a great quarter of footy. That was a quarter of two halves.
Oakleigh were fantastic, weren't they, in that second half, and Calder were terrific with that first 10 minutes.
They really came with the pressure, and as you noted, you can only do it for so long. You run out of petrol. It's just too hard to keep that relentlessness up. You just get too tired. So once the steam went out, Oakleigh just went bang, bang, bang. So good footy.
So they've been a top side for a very long time, the Oakleigh Chargers, and they certainly know how to find a way. So we're about to get the final term underway, just waiting for the last few stragglers to get off the ground here at Warrawee Park. Down that far eastern end of the ground. The umpire going to hold the ball aloft. Final term underway. Here's Phil Crooks.
Jones just misses the ball, but Mott gets the clearance. Kicks long. Chaos footy. Aiton Delaney gets caught, wrapped up in a tackle. That'll be holding the ball. Perfect tackle. And we've got another lightning start by the Calder Cannons. And this will be taken by Jesse Taylor.
Certainly not easy to tackle Joe Aiton Delaney, so well done to Jesse Taylor.
Is he Curtis' brother?
Hang on one moment.
It's his twin, Rick.
He plays a similar type of game.
Jesse Taylor is actually the son of Brian Taylor.
Oh, is he?
No way.
Top age Riddles Creek Jr.
Jesse Taylor comes in and kicks and straight through the centre, kicking like his old man. And again, Calder get away to a flyer at the start of the quarter. That takes them on to 8 goals 4, 52 on the NG scoreboard. Oakleigh at 12 goals 6, 78. And we are just a minute in on the Technica time clock.
According to the TAC Cup website, Jesse Taylor, top age Riddles Creek Jr., son of Brian Taylor, played 3 games in 2017 for the Cannons.
Plenty of father-sons running out there today for both teams. Some we don't even know about.
Brian wins the tap down for the Chargers. Cannons, though, lightning out of the middle once again. Minton Connell. Did he get dealt with?
Yeah, downfield.
Here they go again. It's just been repeat every quarter today, the Calder Cannons. Apart from maybe the first, they've got the jump.
I think Rick's point was correct. They come out with such pressure and intensity, and sometimes you just can't maintain that pressure and intensity, but well done. They've started really well again.
So this is Lachlan Johnson, who will have a shot, 45-degree angle, kicks it from about 48.
Another one.
Real left to right, that.
9-4-58, the Calder Cannons move to 12-6-78 on the NG scoreboard. The Oakleigh Chargers, it's a 20-point lead 2 minutes into the final term. Are they a chance, Siobhan?
Oh, it depends. They're winning the ball out of the midfield, which is the area that has concerned them for parts of today. But if they can keep winning the clearances and pressuring really hard like they are now, they're a huge chance.
Well, they've come out at the barriers like Chautauqua, Rick. Yesterday, anyway. Mott can't clear it. Pajaski's in there, gang tackle, and there will be a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. Only TAC Cup game scheduled today, and we've got ourselves a ripper.
Another clearance.
Ball. There's a whistle. Another free kick. And this will be taken by Patrick Mahoney. Mahoney on the left boot. Goes out wide. Sticky fingers, Hannah.
Just notice Marnie coming up the ground a bit more now. Just leaves Riccardi deeper. I think that's a much better setup.
Daniel Hannah.
Who's been flicked forward by the looks of things.
Good move, really good move, giving Riccardi a bit of assistance in the forward line.
Hannah comes in to kick their third in 3.5 minutes. Hannah kicks. It's going to pull up short, and beautiful mark taken by Riccardi, who plays on and kicks the ball out of the ground. 3 in 3.5 minutes. They move on to 10-4, 64 on the NG scoreboard. 12 goals, 6-78. Oakleigh haven't had the ball across the centre line yet.
Wow.
And we are just ticked past 4 minutes on the Technica time clock.
Interesting to see how Oakleigh respond here, because Cannons have had it on their forward line for the entire part of this quarter. So we'll see what they've got to offer.
When you're winning the ball out of the midfield with ease, it's very hard to stop.
Bryan went up unopposed.
There we
Jones
go.
was just waiting for it. And in the end, it worked out okay for the Chargers. Gasper, high ball in the Williams direction. Good grab in the forward pocket. Tight angle. About 30 metres out from goal, he'll have to kick it from.
Right behind this one, boys and girls.
Want to call it, Rick?
Yeah, it's a tight angle. He's pretty close to the axis of the arc, and he's on his left, so it'll favour it. Now he'll come round. And he's kicked a little bit left, too far.
Good call.
Hold on to Rick Morris. Geez, he's doing everything today down on the boundary line.
If you can get him to bring up one of those pies they've been cooking all day.
I've already had one.
They smell
Thanks.
bloody beautiful. Fair dinkum. Just about at wit's end up here. Ball brought back in. Big punch. William ends up with Jack Ross. He pings a handball across to Simpson. Across the face. Another behind.
Starting to miss their opportunities now.
12-8-80. Scholl. They lead by 16 points. Lockie Scholl to bring the ball back in. Spots up Ismail Musa, inside defensive 50, plays on straight away. Kicks out wide, the ball comes in short. Browning just sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Ball to be thrown in. We're between wing and half forward, outer side of the ground. Robertson gets the tap down. Ross feeds the handball, gets it back. That is a dirty big up and under. Oh, courage by all players. Cannons. Sweeping handball, intercept by Goals. He kicks in short. We're inside 50. Plenty of orange jumpers. Scholl, good handball. Eventually gets out to Minton Connell, who kicks to centre wing, but intercept marked there by Trent Bianco.
Bianco goes down along the boundary line and hits up Robertson. Just outside attacking 50. Long ball in the Williams direction. Just couldn't bring it in. Players come up a bit sore for the Calder Cannons. O'Sullivan coming through. Had no one to go to. Williams goes to ground. Stacks on the mill. The umpire says, give it to me, I will ball it up. Sensing a bit of tension in the air here at Warrawee Park. Chargers are nervous. Calder can't afford to concede one
Too
more.
high.
Gasper will get a free kick.
Lining up for his 5th goal.
Impressive from Jake Gasper today, been lively up forward. As we saw, has kicked it from 50 metres out, no problem.
Tell you what, I'm interested in the Nixon Finance votes for today. There is a
Yeah,
large...
There's been a few standouts for the Chargers. Cannon's been more an even effort.
Tough call.
Especially with currently 4 goal kickers. Gasper lining up for goal number 5. Kick on its way. Looks pretty good and is. Is that the nail in the coffin for the Calder Cannons? Chargers 13,886 leading Calder 10,464 on the NG scoreboard. 8 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock.
It's been a game of momentum swings, I'll give it that. Once the Calder Cannons have had the momentum, they've tried to ride it all the way through the quarter, but the Oakleigh Chargers always seem to wrestle back the ascendancy as they're doing right now.
We're back in the middle. 22 points the difference. Up they go. Hannah gets the tap out. Croft can't find the handle of the footy. Gang tackle into the dirt. Umpire looks and will come in and ball this up. We're still inside the centre square. Throw a blanket over about 16 of them here. Hannah taps over the back to Mott. Mott goes forward. Mark taken by Kelly.
Good mark. Strong again in defence.
Kelly honours the voice.
Oh.
Kicks out wide. Looking for Rowell. Rowell works his man underneath it. Now he goes, it digs in the afterburners.
Well done.
Breaks the tackle. Looks to the middle and says, no, I'll have a shot. And I don't know if he did. I think it might have come off his boot. Off the side of his boot there.
Had a couple of options there. Wasn't the best result.
Sam Graham takes the resultant free kick hard up in the back pocket. Graham. Big kick. The big men fly. They all miss it. At the back, Minton Connell feeds the handball over to Scholl. He's under the pump. Now they gonna get caught, slung, kicked, and mark taken for the Oakleigh Chargers. Robertson finds Collier Dawkins. He's in the middle. He's got a man on the run, and it's Will Kelly. Kelly kicks to the goal square. Out of bounds on the full. Just a bit too much on it. And Graham's going to take... He ran out of bounds. Good call by the boundary umpire.
Yep, change direction.
And the ball to be thrown in, hard up against the point post, Warrigal Road end. Why do I find that funny? I don't know, but I do. It's just funny. Ridiculous.
You've lost us all in the commentary box, Brooksy. Ball tossed back into play. Williams wins the tap down. Wide hand at the top of the goal square. His kick was smothered. Scholl now under all sorts of pressure. He's taken into the turf. The umpire is going to come in and sort things out.
I think the game's lost a bit of its sting and a bit of its urgency, and the Oakleigh Chargers seem to just want to lock the ball inside their forward 50.
11 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock. Gasper was hovering again. Was unable to get it into his hands, though, the Chargers, and we'll get another stoppage. All up. Cannons lose control. There's R2, got it across to Anderson for his third.
Beauty.
Magnificent.
Well done, Noah Anderson. And I reckon it's beyond doubt now. 14,892, the Oakleigh Chargers. Comfortable lead over the Calder Cannons, 10-4-64 on the NG scoreboard. Approaching 12 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock.
Gee, Noah Anderson's played a game and a half. He'd be up there in the Player of the Day votes. Good snap.
3 goals to Noah Anderson. He's done the lot.
All in the second half too.
Harrison Jones up against Robertson. Oh, good leap by Robertson. Got up high. R2 loses a ball in the tackle. Bit of pushing and shoving to Mott. Might have been a bit stiff there. I think he might have copped one in the scrimmage. Rowbottom, he's caught. He gave it to R2. Bugea flips one out the back. Ismail, his kick smothered. Now there's a quick kick out. Scholl runs onto it, takes one bounce. Takes two bounces, running down the wing, gets on the left boot, puts in a lovely kick. Riccardi wheels around on the right, intercept mark. Will Goals. He goes back the other way. Robertson trying to get it, he's under the hammer, he's tapping, pushing forward. R2 meets the oncoming traffic, they're tackled, comes out to Mott. Mott on the left boot. Now Scholl, back where we started, takes one bounce. Steadies, kicks along the line to no one in particular. Kelly comes out and meets it. Good footy, Will. Sees the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds as the sun goes behind a cloud. A few of those Simpson-type clouds just coming across the blue sky. Just a little bit colder. Jones gets it out. Pajaski trying to break the tackle. Kelly close to the boundary line, and again we'll have a throw in.
They're working hard at the moment, Calder. They've just got to get a pass half forward. They've got some space in that outer wing, but just got to, just work it forward and get it up to a hit-up lead.
Ball thrown in. Robertson, gee, he's got a leap. It's kicked forward by Mott, but it is all Oakleigh in the last line of defence.
Seems to have been that way all day. They've been taking plenty of intercept marks.
50-metre penalty.
Ooh.
Xavier Fry gets the resultant free kick, Matt.
So Fry will be brought to centre half back. Elects to play on. Chargers have space through the corridor here at Warrawee Park. Whitehead set himself. Ball over his head. Mopping up was Graham. Has support. They get it across to Barton on half back. Didn't go the distance, so Minton Connell had to play on. Search for Riccardi. Couldn't get him. O'Neill got caught at support, and the Chargers will go forward once more. Cavallaro will take the mark, though. Switches it to the broadcast side. Mark taken here by Musa. Goes towards centre wing. Pajaski has support in Taylor. Got it to Pajaski, who just put it into no man's land. Chargers over the top to Ross. On centre wing, that was Collier Dawkins. The kick not the greatest. Jones intercepts Scholl. Under pressure, Gasper coming through. Will kick it inside, attacking 52 on 1 in favour of Oakleigh. Williams caught his own spoil, just goes through for a minor score. They move to 14.993 on the NG scoreboard. Calder Cannons 10.4.64, 15 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Cavallaro kicks to himself, then launches a big, dirty, big bomb. Oh, Pajaski. Geez, good. Mitch Pajaski kicks into the middle. Martin gets it on the gallop, takes a bounce. Spears a pass in, looking for Hannah. I'd be putting it up in the air to Hannah. He lays a tackle. Bugea is caught in the trap, but umpire will come in. I'd put it up in the air to Daniel Hannah all day.
Interesting to see Hannah going forward as well. We've seen him mainly in defence.
Oakleigh. O'Neill. Spears a pass in. Mark taken by Dunkley. He plays on straight away. Williams can't get there, through for a behind. Neither a shot at goal nor a pass there.
The Oakleigh Chargers' dare and flair has been really impressive today, especially their corridor work. They just want to take the game on and want to get that switch happening.
Cavallaro kicks out and finds Scholl. Scholl on the right boot. Finds Browning. He plays on straight away. Long kick to half forward. The big men fly. No one can take it. Buttering up first to the Cannons. Back to Browning. Puts one up. Tries to find and does Minton Connell. He's right on 50. I've liked the look of him, Rick. Minton Connell.
Yeah, he's a likely type. He's not overly tall compared to his dad, but he's got good skills.
Solid work there by the Calder Cannons.
Ty Browning, that was.
Just earned the kick.
And earned a 50-metre penalty too.
As well.
Geez, that was a hard crunch. Good courage from Ty Browning.
Browning to get his first of the day and to get Calder's 11th. And they move on to 11-4-70. They trail by 4 goals, 14-10-94, the Oakleigh Chargers NG scoreboard. And we are approaching 18 minutes on the Technica time clock for Cowboys, Cash and Carry.
Well done to the Calder Cannons there. They certainly haven't dropped their head. They've played really well, just haven't been good enough for long enough. And Oakleigh have just been a little bit more classy.
So we'll get a ball up in the middle. Fairly neutral tap. Robertson coming through. Was able to get it to Rowell. And they find a two. Get it back to Robertson, who will kick it inside, attacking 50 for the Oakleigh Chargers. Front spot Graham couldn't bring it in. Crumbing it there was Dunkley, but he ran out of room and will get a boundary throw in. Forward pocket. Cemetery side here at Warrawee Park, Warrigal Road, end of the ground. The umpire hurls it back into play. Robertson the tack, Pajaski caught, was able to get it out. Martin flicks it wide to Browning. And they get it to defensive side of the outer wing. Minton Connell brings it inboard. Ramsey takes the mark. Searches for O'Sullivan. Cutting in front though was Rowell for the Oakleigh Chargers. Flicks it wide to Dunkley. Attacking side of the broadcast wing. He'll go to Williams on the lead. Over his head. Scholl, will he get it before it goes out of play? He does. Got it to Barton. Does he run out of room?
Done.
No, he doesn't. Good play by the Calder Cannons. They run up through the corridor, just over the head of Croft. Ross over the top of the footy, lost control. O'Sullivan's now caught by Rowbottom. And the umpire says, going nowhere, I will ball it up.
I think that's another part of the Calder Cannons' day, is that they've just turned the ball over sometimes at crucial times, and Oakleigh have made them pay.
Tap down. Pajaski. Or Hannah, not sure about that, but umpire lets it go. Robertson. Barton for Calder. Gets it out to Jury. They go forward. Riccardi. Can't take it now. Oakleigh. Aiton Delaney. Looking for Rowell. Can't grab it. Comes back to Martin of Calder. Feeds off the handball to Croft. Eventually gets it across to Jury. They go forward. He's got a man, Riccardi, all by himself.
He's been good again today, really good. Not the greatest service inside 50, but he's made the most of his opportunities.
Jake Riccardi has got 2 already. Comes in. Should put this one away. And he does. That's his 3rd. Jake Riccardi, and that moves the Calder Cannons, Maddo,
to 12-4-76. Trailing Oakleigh 14-10-94 on the NG scoreboard. 21 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock. I'll tell you what, we've got a great vantage point here at Warrawee Park. The only issue is we've been above the canteen all day, where we've had the smell of pies and sausage rolls. They've just started the barbecue up, which is wafting our way.
Yeah. Well, I'll put the onions on next. And
incredibly distracting is Pajaski in the middle. Got it to Browning. They work it by hand back to Pajaski. Goes wide. Scholl was unable to get onto it.
Great pick up.
Answorth, centre wing out of side. Goes to Dunkley at half forward. Oh, the handball. It was the teammate wasn't paying attention there for the Oakleigh Chargers. Golds, though, able to recover. And just putting it out on the full there, the first blemish of the day for Noah Anderson. Doesn't really matter at the 22-minute mark. Cannons, high ball towards the centre wing. Riccardi, front spot, takes the mark. Goes towards Hannah at half forward. Is he paid the mark? He is. So Daniel Hannah. He works it inside, attacking 50, where Pajaski takes it. And no, he doesn't take it. An infringement, and a free kick will go the way of the Oakleigh Chargers.
Pajaski has had a really good day, though. He finds himself in really good positions.
Aiton Delaney, by the looks of things, has it in the back pocket out of side. Ball off hands out the back. Cannons go back inside, attacking 50. Croft has his pants pulled down. And Minton Connell is dispossessed. Free kick to go the way of the Oakleigh Chargers. Under 2 minutes left on the clock in the final term.
Taking the free kick is Noah Answorth for Oakleigh. He just strolls back, surveys the scene, kicks to the outer wing. It's a high ball. Oh, lovely mark at the back. That is taken by Robertson. He's had a good game, Jay Robertson. Been asked to do a little bit of the ruck work. He finds James Rowbottom. They've got all the time in the world, the Chargers. He's a kick and a half out from goal. He'll get the hurry up right now. Rowbottom kicks it into the pocket, and I think it'll be over the boundary line and out of bounds. And Barton to take the resultant free kick for Calder. He kicks to the outer side. The big men fly, and the mark is taken by Nick Bryan. We're back in second gear. He goes inboard. And they decide to go backwards again as the siren sounds. Siren sounds here at Oakleigh, and it finds the Chargers victors today, 14-10-94 to the Calder Cannons, 12-4-76. That is an 18-point victory to the Oakleigh Chargers. And the goal kickers, Matt. Jake, for the Calder Cannons, Jake Riccardi had 3, 2 apiece to Jesse Taylor and Joshua Kemp, and 1 each to Ismail Musa, Ty Browning, Mitch Pajaski, Lachlan Johnson and Will Jury. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, 5 to Jake Gasper, 4 to Dylan Williams, 3 to Noah Anderson and 2 to Charlie Whitehead. No single goal kickers for the Oakleigh Chargers.
Says a lot about their depth and their forwards, how they're very dominant when they play.
And very dangerous and very attacking, which is something that the Calder Cannons struggled with in passages of play during the game. Final score, once again, 14-10-94 the Chargers. Victors today over the Calder Cannons, 12-4-76. Our player watch today, how did that fare, Siobhan, for AFL Draft Central?
So for the Calder Cannons, Jack Bytel ended the game with 17 disposals. He started the game in the first half like a house on fire. He was really dominant early. In the second half, faded out and finished with 17 disposals. And for the Oakleigh Chargers, Joe Aiton Delaney finished the game with 15 disposals. And it's just his running ability and ability to run and carry the ball and kick it forward that's really impressive, and very rarely misses a target. He was very good.
Down on the ground for AFL Victoria, it is Rick Morris, and he's speaking with Noah Anderson.
Yeah, Noah, that was a great performance, but Calder didn't stop trying all day, did they?
No, I kind of went in spurts a bit, like they'd have 10 minutes and then we'd have 10 minutes, so it was a bit of a battle, but good that we could finally get over them in the end.
And it was a real good game of footy. The skills were out. There was good weather for it.
Yeah, beautiful day for it, yeah.
No worries. And how did the team gel with all the players from the carnival coming back?
Yeah, it's good. So, like, all us boys thought we fit in well. The boys that have been holding it down when we've been away have been really, really good and really impressive. So, Just I thought we gelled well today, so it was good.
And your main role today, I know you go forward a bit, but also through the mid.
Yeah, played down deep forward to start today, and then got to use my legs a bit when I went higher, and then played midfield in the last quarter, so it was good.
And how did you find the difference in the pace of the game compared to the championships?
No, it's still very quick. The champs was a whole nother level with SA. They were super, but yeah, Calder's credit, they were very good today.
All right, mate, go and enjoy the win with your teammates. Thanks for coming on TAC Cup Radio.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Noah Anderson there, one of the standout performers for the Oakleigh Chargers today, as Rick's going to pick out another one, and it was a man who was very dangerous inside attacking 50 for AFL Victoria. Rick Morris is with Dylan Williams.
Yeah, we've got Dylan Williams here. Had a good game on the forward line. I think you snagged 4, mate.
Yeah, good game down there. Played back for the first half of the season, so it's good to go back down forward.
Which do you prefer?
Probably forward. Kick a few goals.
Okay, and did you find any complications with the change-up in the lineups this week?
No, I didn't. It's good to have a few of the schoolboys back. Haven't seen them in a while, but nah, it's all good.
And what are your thoughts on the rest of the year? It was a good game today, but how do you think you'll measure up with the other teams?
Yeah, definitely a good game today. We should sneak in the top 4 if we keep playing like this, but yeah, we'll see.
All right, mate, well done on a great win and a good game yourself with 4.
Cheers, mate, thank you.
Dylan Williams there speaking with Rick Morris. As the Chargers victorious today, 14-10-94 to 12-4-76. Let's have a look at the AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender. We had a couple of them spread throughout the game.
Okay. Hey, go on, Rick. I love a good song. We should be able to pick it up well from here.
The Oakleigh Chargers heading
The
towards
goal
the
of the day, was it?
I think the clear standout was Charlie Whitehead's goal.
Yeah.
He was magnificent in that passage of play, just bulldozed his way through to the goals.
The bulldozing was fantastic. And then he still had to kick it on the outside of his boot with a bit of pressure at the end as well. So
was it difficult considering the circumstances that he was in the running pressure that he was coming off the kick with. The executive maintenance mark of the day contender, we might hold fire on that because
can hear it coming through.
We sounded good at the moment in the Chargers rooms. Just winding them up. There they go. Take 2.
False start.
Didn't sound like there was a heap of gusto in the song, but they'll be pleased to get the win, no doubt. The executive maintenance mark of the day contender.
Well, there was 2 standouts, I think. Mitch Pajaski in the 3rd quarter, and they're both taken over